The fighting in Bakhmut over the past 7 days has been one of the most intense on the front line as Ukraine continues its counteroffensive on the Russian-held town, according to the UK's Ministry of Defence's latest intelligence report. The Ministry of Defense said, Ukrainian forces have made steady progress north and south of the Russian-held city. The Russian defenders were most likely struggling with poor morale, a disparate unit mix and limited ability to find and engage Ukrainian artillery. The Battle of Bakhmut raged for more than 10 months, with Wagner mercenary group founder Yevgeny Prigozhin declaring in late May that his troops had taken the town. Wagner's troops gradually began to withdraw from the city to be replaced by the regular Russian army. Ukrainian officials have never officially acknowledged Bakhmut's disappearance, and Ukrainian troops have been engaged in combat with the Russian military along the outskirts of the city since late May. Video footage shows fighters of the 59th Separate Motorized Infantry Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces knocking out the Russian invaders from their forward positions and thereby liberating several hundred meters of Ukrainian land. The unit's press service announced this on its page on the social network Facebook, publishing the relevant video edited from the footage taken by the unmanned aerial vehicle. First, their carriers organize a shower of various well-hit grenades into enemy trenches. Upon detonation, our 2 armored fighting vehicles quickly accelerated into the enemy fortifications and landed the landing force. At this time, 3 of the interveners were seen running away from their positions. It is unclear whether any of the colonists remained there or not. Our fighters, risking nothing, began to clean up. They threw grenades or self-explosives into every dugout, hole, or drop of the trench. The Telegram channel operative ZSU, commenting on the same video, indicated that the occupiers' positions near Mariinka had been taken. The Ukrainian counterattack has made tactically significant gains in the Bakhmut region and resumed operations in at least 3 other sectors of the front, according to a U.S. think tank. The Institute for the Study of War said geolocation footage showed Ukrainian forces made sizable ground near the northern and southern villages of Bakhmut, regaining control of positions they had previously lost in the area. Military officials confirmed continued offensive operations in western Zaporizhia and along the border between Zaporizhia and Donetsk oblasts. The Russian Ministry of Defense and other Russian sources claim that Ukrainian troops carry out an offensive operation towards the Crimea along the Kharkiv-Luhansk border. In another video, fighters from the 19th Separate Rifle Battalion, Special Purpose Battalion Dyke Pole, units of the 21st Separate Mechanized Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, destroy a large number of Russian invaders' armored vehicles. The press services of the 21st Brigade and Southern Operations Command announced this on their pages on the social network Facebook, publishing the same video. The clip was edited from footage taken by the unmanned aerial vehicle operator from the Wild Bees Aerial Reconnaissance Unit, directing artillery fire on the enemy. There were only 2 destroyed tanks, an armored personnel carrier, and an unidentified engineering armored vehicle in one place on a field road near a forest path. The video shows exactly how the shooters hacked this equipment. Also, it appears that another part of the convoy of invaders' tanks and armored fighting vehicles were destroyed in the same area. In particular, in the second chest, there is a tank with a separate turret and 3 BBMs, and the third is a tank and fuel. Additionally, there are multiple shots in the video with a single unit of enemy equipment destroyed, but it's difficult to determine if this isn't the same vehicle as in the group shot. Meanwhile, reports that the Russian military has repositioned nearly all of its eastern troops along the front in southern Ukraine may be a sign that its forces are fragile, according to the Institute for the Study of War. The assessment is based on its own observations as well as reports from a Ukrainian military observer who stated earlier this week that Russia's almost entire Eastern Forces group has committed to countering Ukrainian counterattacks in southern Ukraine, including along the borders of the Zaporizhia and Donetsk oblasts. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has acknowledged that his accusations against Russia are not fast, but assured his Western partners on Thursday that Ukrainian troops were advancing along the front. The General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces reported on July 8 that Russia had lost 233,440 soldiers in Ukraine since the start of the full-scale invasion on February 24 last year. This number includes the 630 casualties suffered by Russian forces over the past few days. The Institute for the Study of War on Wednesday noted the successful offensive operation in the Bakhmut area by Ukrainian forces. It also quoted Russian military bloggers as reporting that Ukrainian forces liberated an important height near Klishchiivka, about 4 miles southwest of Bakhmut. Two tank platoons were destroyed by fighters of the Ukrainian Defense Forces in the Tavry direction in the last day. A total of 28 units of colonial military equipment were destroyed. These included the 152mm Acacia self-propelled artillery installation, 4 122mm D-30 Taud guns, the 120mm Nona self-propelled guns, 5 armored fighting vehicles, a radio-electronic warfare station, and 3 unmanned vehicles, Orlan 10. On the other hand, since the June uprising, when Wagner's warriors briefly captured a southern Russian city and marched towards Moscow, the whereabouts of Prigozhin and his mercenaries are unclear. Under the deal that ended the rebellion, Prigozhin was intended to move to Belarus and its people, some of whom were ex-convicts who were released early to fight in Ukraine, had been given the option of moving with him to Belarus, joining Russia's regular armed forces, or returning home, to the house. However, the Belarusian president, Alexander Lukashenko, said on Thursday that Prigozhin and thousands of his fighters were still in Russia, raising questions about the deal's implementation.